Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. I am Huck, and today I'm going to take on a community challenge put forth by our pal Mike over at Mega Mike the Movie Man's channel. Basically what we're doing is we're taking the month October and taking each of those letters and picking a horror movie that goes along with each of those letters. So I'm going to dive into this and be a little flexible on genres, you know, some classics, some sort of feel-good things, some animation. Just going to try to jump all over the genre spectrum for the Halloween spooky horror season. So stick around and find out what I've picked for October. All right, my friends, let's just jump right into this, beginning with the first O. Now, I have looked at other people's challenges and have learned that The Omen has been picked quite a bit, including some sequels. I also felt Omen right out of the gate, but we're going to just steer clear of Omen, and I'm going to make the first O in October, The Others. The Others is a film that stars Nicole Kidman from 2001, rated PG-13, runs an hour and 45 minutes. And basically this film takes place in 1945 after the Second World War, and Nicole Kidman's character is raising her children that are very photosensitive. So in this house, she's got to keep it very dimly lit. So it's a very moody kind of film. And then she starts to believe that the home is haunted. So there's going to be some little twists and turns. If you've never seen this film, it's got a nice little twist to it. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check out The Others. All right, our next letter is C, and for this one, we're going to get into the animated genre. Little Tim Burton love here for The Corpse Bride. The Corpse Bride was released in 2005, rated PG. It runs an hour and 17 minutes and stars the voice talents of Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, who do an absolutely fantastic job in this film. I love the vibe and the look of this film. I think it's very charming and I think it's a lot of people love to talk about Nightmare Before Christmas a lot, which technically wasn't even directed by Tim Burton, but this one is. And for me, yes, it doesn't have some of the great songs from that other film. Like, it doesn't have that kind of vibe, but it's just filled with charm, and the animation's fantastic. Absolutely love The Corpse Bride. And basically what happens in this is Johnny Depp's character is getting married, and as he's practicing his vows, little does he know that there's the presence of a deceased young woman sort of eavesdropping in on him, and she rises from the grave, assuming he's married her. And the movie just kind of goes on from there. He kind of goes into the world of the dead, and then there's the world of the living. And it's very interesting because the world of the dead is very colorful and vibrant. The characters are so charming. And then when you come to reality, it's very bleak and sort of gray tones and stuff like that. And the people are kind of like not so joyous. So it's a great little blend. If you haven't seen The Corpse Bride, I highly recommend it. So for the letter C, Corpse Bride. All right, now for the letter T, I'm going to go with a film that I just saw, even though this came out in 2007, and that is Trick or Treat. There are a lot of movies titled Trick or Treat, but this is the Anthology movie from 2007. It's rated R, runs an hour and 22 minutes, and basically it's 5 Halloween stories that are interwoven during this entire film, and it all takes place on the night of Halloween. And I just love how the editing will show you one scene, and you can kind of see like a glimpse of people from the other story go through the scene, and then when you go to their scene, you'll see maybe in the background people from the scene you just saw. Like, they're all so nicely, interestingly connected. I really love this film. It was filled with charm, and I love this kind of horror tale of this anthology tale is really good. So if you haven't seen Trick or Treat and you love these anthology things like Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that, I think you're really going to dig Trick or Treat. All right, for my next O, I'm going to go with Open Water. That's right, this really great shark tale from 2003. It's rated R, runs an hour and 19 minutes, and it's based on a true story of 2 scuba divers who are accidentally left at sea by their tour boat. Man, it's like the worst feeling to just be so isolated in just this vast open water. surrounded by sharks and all that stuff. And these two actors just do a phenomenal job of making you feel panicked and terror and all this stuff as the sharks are looming around you. So if you have not had a chance to check out Open Water, check it out. Okay, next up for the letter B, we're going to go classic with this one, y'all. If you follow my channel, you will know what a big fan I am of the Universal monsters. So that's right, for B, we're going Bride of Frankenstein, which stars Boris Karloff and the amazing Elsa Manchester as the bride. That's right, the Mary Shelley story continues. So the monster survives, the doctor survives, only this time, the doctor is bringing the monster a bride. This film came out in 1935 and runs an hour and 15 minutes, directed by James Whale, same director as Frankenstein. And this is such a killer sequel, man. Back in the day, they were creating a monster universe before we had all of this like MCU and DCEU and all these things today. The monsters were doing it first. And The Bride is so good. Elsa Manchester is absolutely phenomenal and stunning as the bride, and it's just such a heartbreaking story. He just wants a bride and she comes to life and she's terrified by him. Look, y'all just check it out. I don't want to ruin anything. If you've never seen The Bride of Frankenstein, put it in, check it out. So for B, Bride of Frankenstein. Okay, next up on the list is the letter E, and this time we're sticking with Tim Burton. He's back in the countdown. Look, Evil Dead crossed everybody's path. I've seen a lot of those. I was definitely going to pick some of those, but I feel like everyone's leaning on that for the letter E, so I'm going to do a lighthearted movie in this. I was thinking like maybe doing Beetlejuice for B, but I preferred Bride of Frankenstein. So instead for E, let's go with Edward Scissorhands, also from the amazing director Tim Burton. Came out in 1990, rated PG-13, runs an hour and 45 minutes. This film stars Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp as the title character, Edward Scissorhands, who's basically a character that was created by his master, the amazing Vincent Price, and given life. But the master dies, and this character has just lived in solitude all his life until he's found by Diane Wiest, who brings him in to her community, and he joins society and starts cutting hair and doing all this crazy stuff. It's such a charming little film. It's definitely a fish out of water kind of film. Anthony Michael Hall plays a total D-bag in this one, y'all. This is when he started to buff up and had to like sort of change gears a little bit and show people he wasn't just the nerd. I think he does a good job in this one. So yeah, so to lighten it up a little bit, for the letter E, we're gonna go Edward Scissorhands. And finally, the letter R. I thought about doing Renfield for this one, but I'm just going to push that to the side, let it be a little honorable mention in case you want to toss that in. But I'm going to go with a movie that I loved from the first time I saw it. I thought it was absolutely insane, and that is Ready or Not. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic movie, released in 2019, rated R, runs an hour and 35 minutes, and man, you've got to love the runtime of these horror movies. Nice, tight, lean. You don't have to tell, a 2-hour story to have a good time, and this is definitely a good time. Stars Samara Weaving, who's amazing in this, also Adam Brody. It's basically the story of a bride and groom that go to his family's house to, continue on a tradition that they do of playing a game. And this particular game this night ends up being hide and seek. Thus the Ready or Not, here I come. And she just thinks it's this bizarre, cute little tradition. Only it turns into a real human hunt, and she's the victim. And oh my God, so if you have not seen Ready or Not, I don't even want to tell you any more about it. It's the less you know, the more you will enjoy it. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend this hidden gem, Ready or Not. So that is going to do it, y'all, for my October list of movies. One more time, we've got The Others for O, Corpse Bride for the C, Trick or Treat for the T, Open Water for the second O, Bride of Frankenstein for the B, Edward Scissorhands for E, and Ready or Not for R. That is going to do it. Thank you so much, Mike, for putting out this challenge for October and picking some horror movies that go with each letter of the word October. So if you guys want to play along, feel free to put it here in the comments, make your own video, tag me here, tag Mike, all that good stuff so we can all find out what you would put to the letters of October. If this video brought you here to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor, if you're new here, please get on down there and hit like, subscribe, smack the bell, leave a comment, share with your friends, and all that good stuff, because it helps get my face out there. That's going to do it, y'all. Until next time, happy Halloween! Thank you to all my Cafe members for their support. And if you'd like to be a Cafe member to help support the channel, please consider hitting that join button now.